Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Pokémon Violet. In the last episode, we faced off against our very first of our highest base game tier of Terra raids, and with Jacques, our homeroom teacher's major disapproval, we decided to face off against a truly dangerous opponent and succeed in our task, fully solo might I add, all thanks to our Annihilate Vendetta. Other than that, we looked further into the lore of Uva Academy, from hidden Paradox Pokemon notes, as well as some hidden gems about Valor in the Kanto regions. Overall, an interesting little side adventure, outside of all of the craziness we've been engulfed within during the entirety of our Paldean adventures. So, with that being said, we get back into our craziness again, because now with the easy one out of the way, now we go back into doing, well, let's be honest here, back into our Ace Academy tournaments, because there's still some opponents we still have yet to face, and there's 9 in total. Obviously some old ones, and I actually wrote down the ones that we have yet to fight, and then all the ones we have fought. So, we still obviously can fight off of Penny again, Nemona, Clavell, and then the rest of them are the teachers we have yet to face. So, definitely quite a lot of new opponents. And honestly, I'm quite excited to get into that. So, with that being said, honestly, let's just get right on into it. And I did remember to throw on Thunder Punch this time, like I said I would with Mars. So, we have our thing, and also, this little glitch happened in between. I don't know why it happened, but for some reason, Grimm's just standing inside the academy now. I can't interact with him. I can actually become him. There we go, now we're, a JoJo character, I guess. I've never actually watched that show, by the way. I've seen it like one episode, but I think it was like a random episode in the series. I think it was Western themed, the episode, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, definitely actually never seen that show, really. Don't know why. I've heard it's really good, but never really, well, there's a bunch of shows I've never gotten into, to be completely fair. But, honestly, the Academy Ace tournaments, here we come again, and this time for our second round, and hopefully a bunch of new opponents right away. Hello there, would you like to enter the Academy Ace tournaments? Of course we will. And apparently there's some pretty good rewards if we do this. Master Spooks, a champion-ranked trainer, writes, "Yep, sorry, that is indeed it. Okay, you're all registered as a contestant. Please head down to the battle courts. And hopefully, if we get an opponent we have never seen before right off the bat, that would be really nice. Because I think we might skip over the ones we've already done. So hopefully we get one right off the bat. Welcome, one and all, to another thrilling Academy Ace tournaments. Let's get right to it and kick off the first round. Who will the fates pair up today? Champion Spooks will be facing, apparently, Dendra again. Okay, so because we got Dendra, I'm going to do a small cut until we get a different opponent, because obviously we've already fought Dendra, we fought her in the very first one, obviously the scripted one for us to face off against Arven, Jacques, Dendra, and Geeta, so we'll skip through Dendra here, and then we'll get to one of our other new opponents, because there's 9 of them in total, and I want to be able to do all 9 of them in today's episode if possible. And if we were to refight Dendra here, that would kind of not really help in that, to be completely honest. So, with that being said, I'll be right back with you guys, and, we'll be getting right into our very first real opponent, because we've already fought against Dendra, so, let's be honest here, wouldn't really help us, to be honest, in that goal. So, BRB, boys and girls. Okay, and here we go, and thankfully it was right after Dendra we got a whole new opponent, and apparently this is Saguaro. This is obviously another one of the teachers at the Academy, so here we go. Our very own home economics teacher, the gruff yet homey Mr. Saguaro. Okay, whole new opponents. And whole new person, too. We've never even really met this guy, so this is a completely new person.
I'm pleased to be facing you in battle. Now allow me to show you my skills.
Okay, Saguaro. Nice to meet you. Also, cool name. Okay, so he's definitely not the art teacher. Because art teacher is Hazel, but I was thinking that because the apron. But here we go, Saguaro the instructor. Okay, like his little mustache. Oh, he's got a Pachirisu. Okay, interesting. That's an interesting start. Isn't, Pachirisu, yeah, pure electric. Okay then, interesting start. So is he any electric type user? I'm honestly not sure, but Pachirisu is an easy Pokemon to deal with. We might get paralyzed. We got instantly paralyzed. That's one thing about Nuzzle, is that it has a very good chance of paralyzing you. And I think it's 100% actually. But apparently, it only is trying to Nuzzle me, which is kind of weird. Wonder if it's most of its other moves can affect me, because I'm a ghost type. Probably. But here we go. Ooh, Goodra. Okay, so he's using multiple different Pokemon. I was not ready for that one. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go into probably Sylvia in this case. Because Goodra is... well, technically, Donald would work here too, to be completely honest, but let's go play rough, I think. Because the thing is we should be good against dragon weaknesses, or dragon, because we don't have any weaknesses to dragon, because we literally can't be hit by dragon, is what I'm trying to say. So, safer to go with, I did not expect that to actually knock out the Goodra, though, to be honest. That was a different situation, but down goes Goodra. Not bad, not bad. Alamola. Okay, so that's the sunfish-like Pokemon, if I remember correctly. The Pokemon that kind of looks like an evolution to a Love Disc, but it didn't end up being one. So, interesting, okay. Alamola is not a hard Pokemon to deal with, because it's more of a support Pokemon, because of the fact that one of its abilities, if I remember, is Healer. So, we shouldn't really be too much of a problem with Alamola here. If it was like a Braxish, maybe, but the thing is this Pokemon really doesn't have much going for it, to be completely honest. It shouldn't even be, yeah, it didn't even do any damage to us. Although we have a lot of defense, but the thing is I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use special attack on Alamola. So, for some reason, he's using physical liquidation on us, which is a little weird, just because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be special attacking with that Pokemon, because although I've never really built one, to be completely honest, I do think that's what you're supposed to do. But down goes Alamola. It is a support Pokemon, so that was pretty easy. Frostlass. We should know what Frostlass does, because of Diamond and Pearl, since that was one of our Pokemon. So let's see here. Ghost Ice type. There is a couple options we can do. Let's see here. Well, we're paralyzed on our Ghost type, as well as our Fire type, so that's a little unfortunate. So, isn't Rock also good against? I think so. Actually, I think we are good. Also, we have Purifying Salt too on good old Mars here anyways, so we should be fine. And yeah, we are super effective. Good to know. I wasn't 100% on that. Although, you tried to Will-O-Wisp me, I have Purifying Salt, so how about no on that one? Here's a Stone Edge for... never mind. I was going to say Stone Edge for your problems, but apparently we missed instantly. And here comes a Blizzard. We dodged that as well. We're literally, like, dodging constantly. As well as, obviously, Saguaro's little Frostlass here, but we actually got her. Okay, good. Down goes a Frostlass. And next Pokemon. Vespiquen. Ooh. Okay, well, we stay out. Bug type, flying type, this should be pretty easy. Because all we need to do is just hit it with the Stone Edge, at least for the flying type, and this should be a free knockout here. Okay, he's going attack order. Probably trying to gain some attack, obviously, but the thing is he didn't give it to him. So a little unfortunate for your Vespiquen there, buddy. But here comes this final Pokemon. Pretty interesting, though. Like, really, really interesting team. And then we have Hatterene. Okay, this was the Psychic Fairy-type Pokemon, right? So, let's see here. Couple options. Probably Sylvia here, because of the fact of the Fairy typing. Would be the safest option here. And pretty much the only real weakness, well, we can go with, well, no.
I'll remain calm despite the circumstances. I must stand firm.
Yes, you should, buddy. But yeah, I was gonna say Sammy, but the thing is the Psychic typing will kind of negate the super effective for the Fairy, so it doesn't really work, I'm pretty sure, in that case scenario. But the thing is technically we haven't even seen a Hatterene in-game, so I don't have its typing, so I think it is Fairy Psychic, though, based on what I remember. And then we'll obviously Terrasilize, because obviously he's going to Terrasilize as well. So let's Terrasilize first, and we are first, which is good. So it's not faster than us. So that's a very good thing, because Terrasilization definitely tells you if you're going to hit first or not, which is really, really nice. Okay, but what kind of Terrasilization is he going to use?
Let us do this adorably. Edward, it's time to Terrasilize.
Adorably, you say? So I'm guessing you're going Fairy then. Okay, or it could be Psychic. But Fairy would make more sense for adorable Pokemon. Yep, it's definitely a Fairy type. That was the worst possible typing you could go into a Gigaton Hammer. I'm gonna be completely honest there, buddy. But here's a Gigaton Hammer. Hope you like it. Metal coats. Good old Steel typing Terrasilization. Same type attack boost. Steel type Pokemon. Yeah, there's a bunch of things coming into that. Down goes Hatterene. And down goes our first real opponent, because Dendra really wasn't supposed to be our first opponent. Let's be honest there. But down goes Saguaro. Sorry, buddy, but that was pretty cool. I like your, design, I really do. And also, he seems pretty cool, so honestly, when we finally get into the Academy stories, we'll definitely get to know this guy very soon.
Perhaps secret to your strength is balanced diet.
Probably a lot of sandwiches. Especially for our character in this game. Not for me specifically, but yeah, for our character in game, definitely sandwiches is probably all he eats, and ice cream and random stuff he finds in towns. But there we go. And the winner of the second round battle is Champion Spooks.
What can I say in the face of such strength? I should expect no less from a champion.
Yep, no less from a champion indeed. Finally, our 4 trainers remain. Time for the contestants to face their third match as everyone. Champion Spooks will be facing. Here we go, another one. This was the guy that I said that kind of reminded me of Rose because of his little slash in his hair there. And also his tux, obviously. That also is a good reference too. Just because it really does remind me of Chairman Rose from the Galar region. But, here we go. Our very own language teacher. He talks the talk like no other. It's Mr. Salvatore. Bonjour, dear Spooks. I would shy from this battle it is. Yava. Okay. Well, here we go. So, Salvatore. Let's see what he's got for us. Just because, let's be honest here. He's got a Honchkrow. Ooh, that's an interesting Pokemon. I always like to see Morgan from Brilliant Diamond. It's always a nice Pokemon because Morgan was basically our MVP in that game. Let's be honest here. So we know exactly what this Pokemon's gonna try. Ooh, Sucker Punch. Thankfully, no crits. So I'm guessing this Honchkrow, well, we got a free Bitter Blade out of that for a free heal. As well as knocking out Honchkrow for, well, basically a full heal, pretty much. So down goes Honchkrow, we get pretty much a full heal. But it doesn't look like it had the super luck ability, which is very lucky. Okay, Palo Sand. That's Ghost Ground type. That's that weird, well, not weird, but you can see it as a weird thing, but it's the Sandcastle Ghost Pokemon. Specifically the final evolution, if I remember correctly. Okay, interesting pick. Okay, we can easily work around that one. So, let's see here. We can either stick with Grim, which probably would be smarter, or we can go back into Donald for maybe like an Aqua Step or something. Or even Ice Spinner would technically work too because of the ground typing. But let's go Shadow Claw. Let's continue with Grim here against Salvatore's Palo Sand here. Because we should be perfectly fine here. Could be wrong. I'm not sure if we'll knock it out. Nope, it's ended up surviving. It could be something that might bite us in the end. Oh, nope. I was going to say bite us back for that one, but apparently, nope, we actually survived. Nope, quite surprised about that one. But apparently we were able to survive that with like a decent amount of HP. And we might be able to go back for another Bitter Blade later. Because the thing is Grim is pretty fast. Okay, Gothitelle. Okay, this is the main psychic Pokemon that would be like kind of like Gardevoir and Hatterene in black and white, if I remember correctly. So Gothitelle should be pretty simple. It's a pure psychic type, and honestly, I think we should hit pretty hard here as long as we hit first, because it's more of a glass cannon. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, definitely a glass cannon. It's more of a special attack user. But here we go, Persian. Ooh, Persian. Is it a normal Persian? Or is it a Galarian? Or is it a... Well, no, it can't be Galar. Could be an Alolan, though. That's a good question. I'm not sure. It could be Alolan, actually. Well, let's go with the normal Persian, because Persian is in the game. In a normal variant, and there's no, like, special variant of Meowth in this game. So let's go with a normal Persian, and maybe we'll get lucky. Because, honestly, I haven't seen any other variants of versions of, like, Meowth in this game, so yeah, okay, good. Good call on that one, because I wasn't too sure on that one. Because that one's kind of like a guess at that point, because, let's be honest here, there's 3 different types of Meowth, and it's honestly a guess at that point. And apparently Persian's faster than us, which I'm quite surprised about. But down goes Persian, thankfully with close combat, and down into his next Pokemon. Not bad though, Salvatore's got a pretty interesting team. Only problem is that because of all the stuff we've done with the Ace Academy tournament, as well as having to, you know, do auto battling to force Pokemon in the Paradox area to spawn, we ended up getting an extra little bit of experience that makes me feel like I'm a little bit higher than I need to be. But the thing is honestly, Pokemon at level 65 and 76 usually hit around the same amounts. So as long as, you know, they're faster than me, they could easily, you know, start doing some damage. Because let's be honest here, in the first Ace Academy tournament that we did, I was around the same level, so, and they were easily taking out my Pokemon. So, let's be honest here, they're still around the same, and it's still a fair fight, nonetheless. But here we go, Raichu. And this should be his final Pokemon, I think. Let's go into Sammy. Because the thing is Raichu is a pure electric type. We can take full advantage of that with the ground typing here. And if it is, I should not be the one saying I'll evolve to the audience after this battle, that should be you. Well, you can definitely try, but your Raichu's gonna definitely need to try pretty hard. Thing is terastallizing with Sammy is not a good idea in this case. So we're just gonna keep. Do you want to see what I'm capable of? You do, don't you? Oh, sure. Yeah, let's see what you got. I'm not sure what typing you're gonna be. It could be electric type. You do have a little badge that kind of looks like a lightning bolt on your suits. And you are. Okay, cool. Okay, so we kind of got a hint with him on his suit there, which I wasn't really sure if that was, you know, a hint or not, but it ended up being one. Oh, you have Grass Knot? Why are you using Grass Knot on Raichu? It's a weird move. Okay then. Electric type Raichu using Grass Knot is a very strange thing. I don't think Sammy's that heavy, so that was not really your smartest move, but I think it was your only move. Down goes Salvatore, and honestly, pretty unique team. I liked it. What a victory to this incredible, that is, your incredible Spooks. Thanks, Salvatore. As well as another Pokemon we haven't seen, which is pretty cool. And the winner of the 3rd round battle is Champion Spooks. Oh no, looks like this is the end of the line for me. Adios, Martinet, and adieu. Adieu indeed. See you later, Salvatore. We'll see you in the Academy stories. There's one last match in this tournament, ladies and gentlemen. These 2 trainers will be facing off to finally determine who's the strongest in the Academy. Champion Spooks will be facing... Oh, here we go. We got 3 opponents back to back. And we're facing off with Hazel of the Elite Four. Technically, the final of the Elite Four, specifically. So, this is pretty good. So we got to do Geeta first, and now we're doing Hazel second. That's pretty cool. Our very own art teacher, the Roaring Dragon, Mr. Hazel.
Oh, well no, Spooks. Seems Hazel, bar your path to victory. Once more, look forward to a worthy battle.
Worthy battle indeed, Mr. Hazel. And honestly, out of all the teachers, I can definitely say you're my favorite of the teachers so far from the ones we've met more. We still don't know much about Sagawaro. He seems like he might be a pretty cool one as well. But Hazel was my favorite if we're going based on story. because we saw him the most. But maybe once we see the other teachers, we might, have a more clearer pick of which one we actually like the most. But Hazel is definitely a pretty good one. But you were challenged by Hazel the instructor, or Hazel the Elite Four, either one. Oh, he's got an Wyvern. This could be bad. This could be really bad. Okay. Let's see here. Not much we can do here. Thing is, we might be able to get a free hit in too. Might be worth it. Let's go for it. He's using Air Slash. Let's see if oh, that did not do any damage, but it flinched us. That is one bad thing about getting hit by a move like that. He's going Dragon Pulse now. Okay, we're doing decent. As long as we can do a little bit of damage to you and maybe knock you out on our own without getting flinched to eternity. And thankfully he didn't go for another Air Slash. He easily could have, though. If he went Air Slash all times, he might have actually maybe knocked us out there. So he almost, strategized against Grim there if he was playing, spamming it. But Durgalge, that is the... Oh, that's... Yeah, I know what that Poke... I already knew what it was, but I thought of Skrelp, and then I just realized what Skrelp's name means. Sinister Kelp. Oh. So, I always thought he was kind of like a poisonous seahorse. That's what I always thought the Pokemon was. Like a sinister, seahorse kind of Pokemon. But it's literally just kelp. A poisonous piece of kelp. Huh. Okay then. Well, Poison Dragon is what we're dealing with here. So there's not very many options for that. Technically we can go Ice Spinner though. So we still have that. We do have Ground, which we can also go for. Other than that, we could go Petal, or no, that's going to be faster than it says on it. So, let's go Donald here. Let's see what Donald can do. Because Donald is a water type. It might be able to kind of work around the typings of the Durgalge a little bit easier than the Sammy would do. And definitely is Poison Dragon, thought so. So, honestly, 2 times weakness for the Dragon, but nothing, we can't really do much about the Poison typing when it comes to... Well, we could go for, Psycho Cut and stuff like that, but I want to more focus on the Dragon typing, because that's a little bit more something we can easily deal with. Okay, Flapple. That is a grass flying type. I don't know why I said ice. I was saying ice because of the 4 times weakness for ice. So we'll definitely go for that. Thankfully it's not Appleton, and if it was an Appleton, it actually learns Thick Fat, which gets rid of the ice type weakness by a good margin. And it is also a Pokemon we used. So, let's be honest there. It's pretty cool to, see the other evolution of our Appleton from Sword and Shield. But here we go, Dragonite. Still good. We're still very much good to stay with Donald here. So let's just keep going with the 4 times weakness, because that is a flying dragon. Still good to go. Not bad whatsoever. Also, I like how Flapple's in a dragon team, even though he's, technically not really a dragon, but he kind of looks like one. But here we go, Haxorus. This is where things get a little iffy, I think. But I'm going to just keep out with Donald right now, because he's doing pretty good. Also, Donald's much taller than Haxorus. That's interesting. I always thought Haxorus was a tall Pokemon, but it could be it hunching over too, to be completely honest. Dragon Claw, not bad in damage. Let's keep going, because Haxorus can be a dangerous Pokemon if we let it be. It is, one of the main, Pokemon of one of the champions in for Black and White 2 specifically, but also one of the main Pokemon of one of the gym leaders of Black and White, the original. So, definitely, it's a pretty decent Pokemon, if that says anything. But back to Caliber, this is the Ice Dragon, right? So, not many options here. Technically, we could go Sylveon, which is probably the safest option, so let's go for that one instead. Just because Sylveon should be fine, as long as we do things right? So, I think we should be good.
The final match is at its climax, allowing to add the flourish of color to its glorious acclamation.
Okay, Max Caliber, here we go. We have Mold Breaker, so if it has any ability that stops us from doing something, we can easily go for it. Also, we have Gigaton Hammer. Thing is the Ice typing is going to go away instantly. So, Play Rough is really our only option.
Only a dragon deserves a throne at the top. Your brilliant color will outshine all others.
Well, here we go, Hazel. Let's see what you got here. Because obviously you're going dragon typing. So, thankfully our Play Rough will be pretty smart here. Because, yeah, I didn't think you would change to an Ice typing all of a sudden. Because you used the dragon typing in your Elite Four fight. But, honestly, Nice Dragon Pokemon is very interesting, in general. Okay, he's going Break. Thankfully, we negate the weakness for our Steel typing for that, so that wasn't too bad. And obviously, 2 Play Roughs, down goes Max Caliber, and down goes Hazel. Sorry there, buddy. And honestly, pretty easy little fight there. Not hard whatsoever, but it's pretty fun though, nonetheless. Also surprised we didn't see Nemona in the second round, to be completely honest.
That is the kind of battle that makes me happy. I became a teacher.
Yep, you definitely became a teacher.
Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
He's doing the same thing he did in the Elite Four fight. And the winner of the tournament is Champion Spooks. And obviously, chanting for us. I wanted to at least do it one more time to see if the dialogue for the regular tournament changed or not. Looks like that all stays the same, so we'll just pay attention to the, obviously, the introduction for the fighter, or, person in general, as well as the, in general for everything to do with the person. If the, if the announcer talks about the person, then we'll read that part, is what I'm trying to say. But we'll just ignore any other dialogue from them, because it looks like it's going to be the same. But, here we got a little bit of a victory, we got a big nugget, which is 20k, which is nothing to scoff at. Especially because, let's be honest here, treasure is a big thing in this game, to be completely fair. So, we'll definitely take that. So, honestly, thanks. I'll definitely take a big nugget. I don't know what the percentage for that is, but it's definitely has to be at least pretty decent, I would say. But let's definitely head into our next tournament, because, like I said, we're going to try and do every single one if we possibly can. Because we have enough time to do a couple of them, at least. And I feel like we should easily be able to... Nope, we got Arven again. Okay, so I'll do another cut until we get another opponent, because we've done Arven before, we've done Dendro, so sadly we got 2 repeats, it looks like. But we did get 3 new ones in a row, so it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to get new opponents. So I'll be right back once we get to our next new opponent, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Okay, now that we're back, and also third round ended up being very unfortunate. We got Arven and Jacques, so we got 2 repeats in a row, but we did get time here. And based on what we know, this is Rhyme's sister, and the original Ghost-type gym leader of Mata Nevera. So here we go. Our very own mathematics teacher, savvy statistician, Miss Time, almost said Rhyme.
Oh my, hello Spooks. Let's make this a nice friendly battle, shall we?
Okay, let's make it a nice friendly battle indeed. Are you gonna also use Ghost-type Pokemon? That's a very good question. With Time the instructor, let's see what she uses. Oh, she's using Lycanroc. Interesting. So was it not a Ghost-type gym before? That could be very, very interesting. So it could have been a completely different gym type before. And if it is a rock type, it would, take up the spot of what would have been one of the Titans. So, in essence, if Time was still a gym leader, we might have a Ghost-type Titan in the game. That's kind of interesting. Okay, she's going for another Lycanroc. So, 2 rock types in a row, this one being dark type. Unless it could be Midday, or the other version, the Dawn variant, the orange Lycanroc. Because that's a very possible Pokemon. Let's see here. Safer to go Donald, though, because of the fact that I don't actually know how to go up against the orange one if she does have it. Because it's a Pokemon I've never actually fought against, ever. Because it was a, an event Pokemon before, and now you can actually get it in normal gameplay. So thankfully it's a Lycanroc normal, so that's pretty easily to, be able to deal with. Dark Rock type, pretty easy. Do a 4 times effectiveness hit right there, and knock out Lycanroc pretty instantly. Nice try though. Nice try on that Lycanroc. Like how she's using multiple Lycanrocs though. Okay, now she's going into Stone Joiner, so she was a Rock type gym leader, more than likely. That's interesting. And this is a support Pokemon, so this should be very easy. Also a Pokemon that is actually a Scarlet exclusive, so pretty interesting to see Stone Joiner in this game, just because technically you can't find it in this region, in Violet specifically, which is kind of weird. But Aqua Step again, down goes Stone Joiner, and easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Sorry there buddy, but you gotta go down. Thankfully, the support didn't knock us out there, because that's what that Pokemon's mostly known for. Okay, Colossal. This is the Fire Rock Pokemon, so we can go for a 4 times weakness here as long as we go for it. So this shouldn't be too hard of a Pokemon, just because of the fact that, well, let's be honest here. Honestly, Fire and Rock really don't help if you have a weakness to water. And thankfully this one didn't have Sturdy, because if it did, it might have actually been able to counterattack if it really wanted to. And she's going into Dreadnought now. Now we want to definitely go into Ryuji, just because Dreadnought, the Snapping Turtle Pokemon, is a Water Rock type. So, obviously, also one of the Gym's Pokemon, main Pokemon in Sword and Shield. So, definitely, gonna want to be pretty safe. Just because the Water-type Gym Leader did have one of these back in Sword and Shield. And we know how this guy works. So I'm gonna go probably Petal Dance. And you are faster than me, which is kind of surprising because you are a turtle, but apparently we're not faster. Probably should have went Giga Drain, to be honest. Because I wasn't sure if you were faster than me, but I thought we would be faster. Because, turtles are very slow normally. But Ryuji is a literal olive branch, so I don't think it's really going to move very far very quickly. But Garganacl, we should be
6 minus 5, only 1 Pokemon left, but 10 times the strength, and that's 10 times with me.
Okay, well here we go. Garganacl, we should be faster then.
Garganacl would be a dance ground up a bit more if you would.
Okay, so we should be able to deal with Garganacl, because Jacques has one, and I knew I outspent him, and obviously it was in between this fight and the last one, obviously based on what I said with Arven, and then it was Jacques. Jacques had one, and Garganacl was definitely slower than Ryuji, so that's an easy one. Down goes Time, and another new opponent down. Honestly, pretty cool. So she would have been a Rock-type gym. That's very interesting. Huh. That's kind of cool. But sorry, Time, we had to take you down to a nice rhyme.
Oh dear, it seems there was an error in my calculations.
I guess so. Sorry, Time, we had to do that to you. But it was pretty fun fighting you.
Oh, if only I could have battled you in my prime. Keep up the excellent work.
Well, thanks, Time. We'll definitely see you soon in the Academy stories. We saw you a little bit already. Let's see who our final. It is Clavell. We got 2 new opponents. Cool. I wasn't sure if we were going to get 2 in a row, but we got Clavell. Cool. So 2 of them, meaning based on my notes, we still have 4 left. So cool. We got another one down, which is very good. But I accidentally pressed A there. Our acclable Director Clavell is now ready for a fight.
So are you ready to be my opponent then, Master Spooks? I shall meet you with my full strength.
Well, I would like nothing less, Clavell. Let's be honest here. Because, honestly, when it comes to a lot of the main characters, Clavell is actually one of my top ones, to be honest. And technically there's only, based on the main 4, technically there's only 4 main characters. Toro technically and Seda technically are one, but the thing is you don't really see them or hear from them into a late game. So technically out of the main characters, and the main characters are my favorites out of everything, I'm definitely going to say that Clavell is my top 3 for this game, for sure. But definitely pretty cool to, him being a, big part of one of the stories, for sure. Although technically it was Penny's story, I do think that Clavell's story was pretty cool. And also, talking about Penny, the Team Star bosses actually did reappear on the map. Not as bubbles, but I went into Ari's area, and I actually saw Ari at her tent. And it looks like you can talk to her. So, I'm wondering if we can refight the Team Star bosses. I'm gonna look into that. I didn't do it, or didn't click on her because I didn't want to, do it just yet, because I wanted to save it for later if it was something like that. But if I get the time, I'm definitely going to look into it. Obviously, I would have to save before doing it, obviously. But, yeah, it would be really cool to see if we can rematch them without the Starmobiles. Because the Starmobiles don't need to be in their final fight, I think. The Starmobiles were good in their first fight, but if they'll fight me with, their normal Pokemon, that'd be pretty cool. And if they had, a full team, that would be pretty nice. Don't know, if that's going to happen, but it would be really cool. But we got an easy Pokemon here, good old Abomasnow for 4 times weakness. I'll definitely take that. Grim, I guess it's a nice, snowy, or burnt, Christmas tree for you, buddy. And also, I'm so glad Hail is gone, to be honest, because Hail and Sandstorm were, the exact same thing before. So, honestly, I'll take no hail anymore in these games. The snow is actually much more nice, in my opinion, just because I'm not being pelted every 2 seconds by something that can definitely hurt, for sure, but I like the new effect of snow, because obviously snow has a new effect now. Makes it blizzard hit more likely and hit, and then the boost defensive ice-type Pokemon, which I think already did that, but the thing is it was we went for Bitter Blade on accident. Well, it didn't really matter, we got a critical, which was definitely a factor in that one, to be completely honest. But that was definitely not what I wanted to go for, but ended up working anyways, surprisingly. Okay, Houndoom. Let's go into Donald here, because I feel like Donald is pretty fitting with the Houndoom because of it being the Pokemon that, Donald was the Pokemon that originally ran into the Houndoom back in the very beginning of our story, so I think it's pretty fitting. But let's definitely go for Aqua Step here, I think. Could've went close combat, but I feel like, yeah, Aqua Step should be enough to deal with Houndoom. And plus, based on his final Pokemon, he should have Meowscarda next. But it's gonna be a Grass type, so we definitely want to go swap back into Grim here, because our Terrestrialization into Fire would be really smart here. But so far so good, and Clavell's final Pokemon is the other starter.
You really have grown splendidly over the course of your treasure hunt.
We definitely did, Clavell. Honestly, fighting you again after the main story is pretty nice, because you have a lot stronger Pokemon this time around when it comes to levels.
As the director of the Academy, I always strive to eliminate my students.
Eliminate your students, indeed. And here we go. His Terrestrialization is now ready to go. And good old Meowscarda is definitely ready. And also, now we know its ability, because we didn't know its ability before until we did the Scarlet version of the endgame. So, honestly, pretty cool that, although it's not like Scorch Song or Aqua Step where it gives you stats, having a always hitting move that always crits is very crazy to, think of just for the damage that it can definitely come from, the Pokemon overall. But Bitter Blade should definitely get rid of Meowscarda. It's a not very defensively tanky Pokemon, so yeah, I did not expect it to survive. But sorry, Meowscarda, you had to go down. And down goes Clavell with her. Or him. I'm actually not sure if I actually didn't even check. I think we can, but I didn't even notice if it was a male or female Meowscarda. But down goes Clavell nonetheless. Do you know what I treasure most of all? Watching my dear student flourish and grow. Well, that's good to hear, Clavell. And we got 2 new Pokedex entries as well from Refight, which is pretty good. Technically 2 new from the previous fights, obviously, but still, nonetheless. It is truly astonishing how much you have grown. That was a splendid battle. Congratulations on a most deserving victory. I like how he was actually the final one for the 3rd round, which was pretty cool. But another round down, meaning that we need to go through, obviously, a couple more, probably, because I feel like the first 4 opponents are the first 4 that we fought, although it would be really weird to see Geeta being the first one again. It would be very, very odd. But it's possible, and we got a Boldman out of everything we could have gotten. Oof, that's not really a good one if I remember correctly. Let me double check on that one, because I'm pretty sure Bold is like one that I would pretty much sell. No, actually it's a good one. Defense for attack. Some Pokemon like that, so that's not a bad one. Thankfully it's a decent one. Could have been much worse, to be honest, but the thing is those mints aren't very expensive. And you can get some really good like items. There's items that are like 100,000 that you can get from these, I'm pretty sure. The ability capsules, I think you can get them from here. Apparently you can get ability patches too for the hidden abilities. But the thing is the Pokemon we have currently don't really want an ability capsule. And we need more hidden ability ones for certain ones. Specifically, Donald would like his hidden ability. Ryuji would like his hidden ability. And Vendetta could definitely use her hidden ability. Because her hidden ability is better for the raids, to be honest. Because the one I have doesn't really do anything for raids. And, well, we get double stats just for getting a, if they try to lower our stats, we get double attack and everything. It's really, really good. So, yeah, definitely would be nice to have for doing 6-star raids in the future for myself. But, honestly, let's get into another one, because we still have enough time for a little bit more, so let's see what we can get in our next round. Hopefully, it's another one we haven't gotten yet, but let's be honest here, it's a very possible way that we might possibly get another one we've already fought. Because, let's be honest here, could be Dendra, could be Shock, could be a whole new one. I guess we'll find out right away. Nope, we got a new one. Thank you, game. The X-Star, an ordinary hacker. It's Penny from Class 1D.
Like BBs, and I will back down even up against you, Spooks.
Your BBs, you say? Okay, well here we go. Your evolutions are definitely ready for fights. But you were challenged by Pokemon Trainer Penny, also known as our 3rd main rival. But here we go, starting with Umbreon again. So it looks like she's going to start with the same team, it looks like. But obviously higher level up. Thankfully we do have Bitter Blade, so we have something to, get a little bit of extra damage in early. And maybe if we get lucky, because of the fact that Penny's the opponent, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get all the opponents here. Because we have 4 specifically we have yet to do. Obviously, Nemona's 1, and then the 2 other teachers we have yet to fight. One, I believe, is the nurse, specifically. And I'm not really sure who the other person is. Because I have their names, but I'm not really sure who they are. Apparently, one's called Miriam, and the other one's called Rayfort. I'm not sure which. I'm pretty sure Miriam would be the nurse, because that makes sense to me. But I'm trying to think of who Rayfort. Oh no, Rayfort was the blue and red shirted lady, right? With the big hair? I think that was her name. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was her name. I guess we'll find out in a very short amount of time, obviously. But the thing is, let's see here. Vaporeon, probably, well, the thing is it really depends on the speed in this case scenario. Thing is we have special defense and Vaporeon is a special attacker, so Ryuji would be the best case scenario in this one. And maybe we can get away with it. I'm gonna say we're probably slower in this case scenario, so let's go Giga Drain. And it does have Aura Beam, so it was definitely good we went for Giga Drain there. We also get Seed Sower, so we're going to get a little bit of HP back, as well as the bonuses from our Miracle Seed, as well as our Giga Drain, obviously. Wait, no, we don't have Miracle Seed, we have Life Orb. Forgot about that. Normally I would have Miracle Seed though, obviously, but we've had the Life Orb for a long time. I found it randomly in between episodes and just put it on Arboliva just to begin with, just because I needed something that was huge and special attack, and this Pokemon definitely could use that, so it definitely came out pretty good. Okay, Flareon is definitely a swap, because Flareon and Arboliva is not a good combo. Unless I turn it into a Dragon type, but we're saving on that one, because the only reason to really bring out the Dragon type of version of Arboliva is in case we don't have another Pokemon that can deal with a Dragon type, because we have every single type coverage in the game on our team. Our team is the most diverse team I think I've ever made in a Pokemon game, and this is including games that I played off video when it comes to Pokemon, like way before I started recording and stuff like that. So, honestly, I'm really happy with this team, because we literally can use pretty much everything, which is very nice. That's why we've been able to like swap around and take full advantage of our opponents here, because, well, we literally have anything we want. If we want a certain type, we just swap our Pokemon to the typing. And Jolteon is definitely gonna not like Sammy here. I'm gonna be completely honest. Super fast Pokemon. Using Quick Attack. Quick Attack on a Jolteon is a weird idea, but sure. I let you hit us, I guess. A little weird though, because, yeah, it really doesn't help you, does it? To be completely honest. But if you go for it again, we'll take some free full heal from the Seed Sower plus Black Sludge. So, we'll definitely like to combo off of our Ryuji for sure, because Arboliva's little Seed Sower does come in handy for certain Pokemon. Not all the time is it not handy, but now that we understand grassy terrain, and some of the other terrains, I definitely do like the grassy terrain a little bit more. Leafeon's already set up though, because of the... That's a little not good. That could be bad, but we should be fine, I think. I'm gonna say we're fine. Could be wrong, but thing is we are Grim, we're Fire type. We should be perfectly fine against this. And we can also go Bitterblade. It's going Baby Doll Eyes, which always goes first, so not the worst case scenario. Definitely could be worse, for sure. But yeah, definitely gonna say, we're definitely gonna want to be careful, just in case, because you never know. Because Leafeon might have something up its sleeve. May not, but it did lose its chance of using grassy terrain, and we are faster than Leafeon apparently. So Leafeon goes down. Her final Pokemon was a Sylveon before, so I'm guessing she's probably going to use Sylveon again. So we want to use something that's going to be able to easily deal with Sylveon, which in this case would actually be Sammy, because Sammy is a Poison type, and Poison type is good against fairies, so let's go for it. We could go Gigaton Hammer, let's be honest here, but Sammy, you know, doesn't really get to...
So much tactical left, don't you in a good way, I mean.
But yeah, Sammy doesn't always get to MVP in these fights, so giving Sammy a little bit more, you know, fights to do is definitely not a bad thing.
Tiny trash, I some who's really want to be attending to Twinkling Stars.
Okay, Twinkling Stars indeed, but you're definitely a fairy type. That's what you were before when we faced you as Cassiopeia. So, let's see here. Yep, still fairy type. Good to know. So always going to be a Pokemon typing that's based on the Pokemon that they're using. So obviously not raid-based Pokemon, because if they did have a different typing, they either raided for the Pokemon and caught it in a raid, or they changed the raid, or the typing with the raid crystals, and then went to Medali Gym, or Medali's little restaurant, and then did that. But Shadow Ball, oh gee. Critical hit, surprised about that one. But let's definitely go Gunk Shot, since that's a big hit there, as well as the Terrestrialization, and wow, okay, Sammy's hitting pretty hard now, not sure why. Sammy does not have that much attack. Compared to a lot of Pokemon we have, he's like the most, or she's the most tame of our team. Hit by miles. But down goes Penny. Sorry there. We had to do it.
My VV power wasn't enough.
Sorry about that, but your VV power needed to go down. But there we go. More evolutions down, and down goes Penny.
Pieces don't always, but no, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Penny. Good to hear that. And let's see who our next round is. Hopefully, nope, someone we've seen before. So I'll see you guys once we get to another new opponent. Thankfully, we got 3 in a row, though, so better than it could have been, honestly. We could have, it could have been like a completely same opponent in the first round, to be completely honest, so it's not that bad. So I'll see you guys once we get to our next opponent. And hopefully it's very soon. I'm not really sure how far it's going to be, because sometimes it looks like we went through 1, and then we went through 2, and then we found another new opponent. So it doesn't look like it's a bad ratio. Plus there's only 13 opponents, so it's a 1 of 13 anyways. So it's not that bad to find a new opponent. So that being said, be your boys and girls, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, and we found our next opponent, and thankfully it was right after Salvatore, so still a 1 to 2 ratio for a new opponent, which is really good. And I was right, Miriam was the nurse's name. I was guessing off that, just because it made more sense to me. So I'm guessing Rayfort was the lady that we saw, that we talked to with the blue and red shirt, with the crazy hairdo. So I think she had bluish hair, like dark bluish. But here we go. Our very own medical expert, the angel of the nurse's office, Nurse Miriam.
Angel of the nurse's office, seriously? Well, whatever. Let's have a heavenly battle, of course.
Okay, let's have a heavenly battle indeed. The angel of the academy, apparently. Okay, well, you are challenged by Miriam the instructor. She's a teacher? Okay, I was thinking she was just the school's medical staff, but apparently she's an instructor. Huh, that's interesting. I thought she was just staff, but apparently I was wrong. She's starting with a Hypno, though. That's interesting. So she's starting with Psychic Pokemon. Thankfully, Grim is easily able to start that battle, just because Grim has been our starter this entire time for the fights here. Not our actual starter, but like the fighting starter. Okay, Electros, that is a ground electric type, has Levitate, so we need to be careful with ground types. So, honestly, Mars is better here because of that. So, let's just go for the electric type weakness. Or we could also go grass, but thing is I think Rock would be smarter in this case, because Electros is a Pokemon that can be a little interesting sometimes. Oh. It says super effective, but I do not trust it. Because I know this Pokemon has Levitate, and I believe it's a normal ability if I remember correctly. The reason why I know it is because I actually ran into this Pokemon a long time ago when, what was it, Black and White was when it was its first debut. And let's be honest here, this Pokemon caught me off guard, levitated, and then I think I lost the fight because of it. So yeah, I'm not going to play easy on it, and I know I'm not going to play into the trap of it maybe having that levitate. Rocky Helmet knocks out the Electros, and Mars does exactly what he needed to do. Didn't even have to use the Thunder Punch for the little bit of damage that wouldn't really have been much, but it would have been better to do that. But let's hear Glalie. Let's keep out with Mars here, I think. Because Mars should be perfectly fine against this Pokemon for the most part, mostly because of Heavy Slam, as well as Stone Edge. But I'm going to go Stone Edge here because we should do pretty decent. We also get the Rocky Helmet too. And then Stone Edge can crit. So if we get a crit here, maybe a crit? Yep, but we definitely got a crit. Cool. I'll take it. But yeah, I was kind of counting on the crit because Glalie can be a little bit tanky. Okay, she's going to Sawsbuck. Sawsbuck was Ice type, right? So... oh wait, it could be a different version. We don't know which version it is. Well, it's a Grass type normally. So... probably not the smartest thing to go into Donald here, but Let's see what typing it is, because it could be the Ice variant, and maybe that would have been smart. Nope, that's a different version. That's the Autumn version, if I remember correctly. But it is a normal Grass type, so we can go for a nice super effective hit here. Probably going to go close combat, and it might get Sawsbuck counts. And because of the free levels that we've been getting for the, mystery opponents to get to this far, obviously we're going to do a decent amount of damage with close combat if we get a freebie for super effective damage. So definitely taking it. Pincurchin. Pincurchin is a electric type version. For me, it reminds me of Muku from Sun and Moon. And I know it's from Galar for the Pincurchin, but the thing is Pincurchin reminds me of a convergent species of a Muku, in my opinion. Just because of the fact that, well, obviously it's an urchin, but the thing is Muku is a sea cucumber, so they're very close in, design already, just because of that. But the thing is they really do remind me of the same type of Pokemon in a way. Just to, kind of like the Wiglets and the Wugtrio, as well as the Toedscool and the Toedscool. It's definitely a Pokemon that reminds me of what would be like a convergent species of Muku, if it was one. But technically it's a completely different Pokemon because it doesn't say anything about it in its Pokedex entry. But it kind of reminds me of it just because of the idea of the Pokemon. Although it is an urchin, like I said, but still pretty interesting. Toxapex. Water poison. Okay. It's a tanky Pokemon. This could be a very iffy thing. Okay, well, let's go for it. I do not like the idea of this, but it's really... we don't have anything that can really go up against us.
Wait, you gotta be kidding me. Am I seriously down to my last Pokemon?
Yep, you definitely are, but it's a Toxapex. I know how dangerous this can be. And if it has Toxic and it has the little protect ability that it gets, this could be very bad. And if I remember, the protect for Toxapex is it shields itself and then it poisons you if you hit it. So if it does have it, this could be a very bad time. But I'm gonna guess maybe she's a poison user?
Oh, let's do this, Toxapex. It's your time to shine.
It's definitely its time to shine indeed. But the thing is I'm hoping it's a poison type because of the fact that we haven't really seen any poison type users, and it is. Cool. Okay. I was about to say I would like to see something different than a water type, because it could have been a water type again, to be honest. So it's nice to see a poison type user. And we do decent damage, so good thing we went for the little bit of Psycho Cut there, because that definitely caught the Toxapex off guard. And it looks like, oh, it actually survived. Okay, we got a bad roll on that second one. But we're surviving another liquidation, though. It doesn't have much attack. Although it has more attack than it has special attack. But it's more of a tank Pokemon, so we got a little lucky with that. Although it wasn't very tanky, this one. And I'm guessing she doesn't have any stats in defenses, if any. I don't know if they have any EVs or IVs in their Pokemon. So, definitely interesting.
Couldn't you have at least gone a little easy on me?
Nope. Sorry. Not going easy on anybody. I have to get through these fights as fast as possible. Because I still have to get 2 more. So sorry, Miriam. We had to give you a little bit of a 1-2 right there.
I'll heal you up real good if you get injured. So don't hold back in your next battle either, okay?
Well, you told us not to go hard on you just a second ago, but okay. Hopefully we got Hazel. Unfortunately, I was hoping we would get Nemona here, but we got Hazel there, so 1 new, then 1 back into a 1 we already did. So I'm going to do a small cut here to get to our next opponent, because there's only 2 left, Rayfort and Nemona. So with that being said, I'll see you guys very soon, and hopefully it'll be close to where we are. Hopefully, because I don't know how much more time I have to get to another opponent. But it is a 1 of 13, and we still have 2 left. And soon it's going to be a 1 of 13, and that's going to be a little bit harder to get right. So I'm going to say Nemona is probably a finale 1, though. Like Hazel, Geeta, stuff like that. So We just have to get the 1 of 3 roll, what it looks like. So, that shouldn't be too hard. Thing is we still need to try and get Rayford, and I have no clue. 1, I don't even know if it even is the person I'm thinking of, and 2, I don't know how hard it's going to be to spawn her, if it is the person. So, with that being said, I'll be right back with you guys, and we'll see how fast or how long it takes me to get there. So, beard me, boys and girls. Okay, I finally got a new opponent. This took a while, but we finally got Rayford. I don't know why it took so long, but I'm gonna read out every single opponent I had. I eventually started I made a save and I started just leaving the game and reopening it, because I looked up to see what the rates were. Apparently it's literally 1 of 13 for every single person, so literally you can run into any single person, it doesn't matter. So, we finally got Rayford. I still have yet to see Geeta spawn or Nemona spawn, which is weird. But, we finally got Rayford. But, we still have to do Nemona after this, but thankfully we at least got Rayford to spawn. So thankfully the last one's gonna be Nemona, which is perfect. But, here we go. Our very own history teacher, the intrepid explorer of antiquity, Miss Rayford.
Hello, my little student. I look forward to deciphering the secret to your skill.
Okay, and here we go with the read-off here. Hazel, Time, Arven, Miriam, Hazel, Miriam, Saguaro, Dendrum, Miriam, Salvatore, and then finally Rayford. That's literally how many opponents I went until I got a Rayford. Don't know why, but yeah, it took a while, but thankfully we finally got her. So, not the worst thing. Looks like she might be a ghost user, maybe, based on the Gengar. Thing is apparently a crit wasn't enough for her. Oh, no it isn't. That is a Zoroark. Oh, you actually caught me off guard there. Okay. So one of her Pokemon is a Gengar, though. We did a lot of damage with a Shadow Claw, though, on a Gengar. Or, not Gengar, Zoroark. I don't know why I said Gengar again. But yeah, we did a lot of damage with a critical hit. Although we are quite high level now because of all the rematches up to the, let's see here, the second Hazel. I did the second Hazel, and then I started cutting through, like, multiple ones I just saved, and I just kept reopening the game to hope to find a certain opponent. And I finally got one after, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resets. So, I'm quite happy about that. But here we go, we got a Grumpig now. Okay, not bad. Interesting little Pokemon. What's your Pokeball, by the way? It looks red. I don't know if it's a normal Pokeball or a special one. It looks like the event Pokeballs. Let's see. I wanted to get a nicer look at it, because we can easily see it if I, like, actually get a, like, to watch her throw it. Let's see. Nope, that's normal Pokeball. Or no, actually, that might be a different one. It looks like it's red and black. I don't know what Pokeball that could be, though. It's one of the special balls, I think, though. Like, the fastball, stuff like that. I think it's one of those special balls, which is interesting. Ooh, Scizor. That's a 4 times effectiveness. Thankfully, Grim is perfectly ready for Rayford. Ooh, Scizor looks really good. Ooh, that's really nice. And now you can actually tell he's a Steel type. That's cool. So just like Fortress, Scizor got a nice little update to have the metallic, like, armor slash, you know, like, just in general for, like, the bug bodies and stuff like that. So that's actually pretty cool. I really like that. Huh. I was not expecting that, but that's actually really interesting. I saw one in a raid, but the thing is it was crystallized, so I didn't actually get to see that. Okay, we got a Lantern, though. Water type and electric type. We can definitely go for the grass typing here. And we still gotta worry about the Gengar at some points. Thing is Gengar's probably more than likely not gonna spawn until last. So, yeah. Oh wait, no, it's Luminion. Oh, okay, we're still good here. I thought that was, Lantern. Oops. I got completely mixed up there. It's an old Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl, so... And it's not a Pokemon you see very often. You usually see Finizen and you don't see Luminion in Pokemon teams. Usually you see them out in the wild. But Finizen is usually the one you see more often. So that's basically the reason for that. But down goes Luminion, and now we go back into Grim here, I think. Because Gengar is fast, but the thing is we are now level 80 now. So we should be quite fast.
How about taking a page from the history books and allowing me to pull a victory from defeat?
How about no on that one? You took way too long to spawn. So, yeah, how about no on that one? Also, a Pokemon we haven't seen yet.
It's time to use the technology born from the Great Crater, primeval power. Split forth from the Pokeball.
Okay, split forth from the Pokeball indeed. Here we go. It should be a ghost, because we've already faced a poison. So, Rayfort's ghost. Got it. Not bad. Very interesting, though. But it was two possibilities, either poison or ghost, based on Gengar. And we've already seen poison, so it makes a lot more sense for Gengar to be a ghost. Terrestrialization, just because of the fact that Miriam was poison. Down goes Gengar, pretty simply. And down goes Rayfort's. And hopefully, maybe we'll get lucky and Nemona will spawn right directly after her. Hopefully, we don't know for sure, but I guess we'll find out.
Shall I add this defeat to the pages of the history books?
Maybe. It would be nice. But hopefully we get Nemona. I'm really hoping we will.
History is written by the victors, cast aside by the vanquished, and ascend your rightful throne.
Rightful throne indeed. We have won quite a lot in this, so I would definitely like it, and Miriam again. Okay, you guys know the drill now, so I'll see you guys once we finally get to Nemona, because, yeah, it's gonna probably be a while. I'm gonna probably just reload the save that I just had, so technically the save wouldn't have had Rayfort fought before, but the thing is I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really changes anything if we didn't see her or fight her again. I don't think the dialogue would change. So I'm just going to reload that, and then hopefully we'll find Nemona very, very soon. Who knows, but I'll see you guys very soon, just in case. So, BRB boys and girls. Okay, I finally got it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tell you the video time right now for me, and you're going to notice a big difference. 2 hours and 41 minutes and counting is how long this video is. We've gotten Clavell twice, Hazel 3 times, and technically Geeta once, but that was a story one. So, yeah, apparently Nemona is only a final boss, and there is 4 of them. Geeta, Clavell, obviously Hazel, and then finally Nemona. Those 4. It's a 1 in 4 spawn, and I don't know how you unlock it. I don't know if it's based off speed or what, but I finally got it, and this is our final one. I am literally pretty much out of time, but we're going to do this really quickly, and hopefully I have enough time. So let's do this, because I'm literally 3 hours in recording, and I usually do not record for 3 hours. So let's do this. The strongest trainer ever, or student council president ever, is Champion Nemona.
Yes, even me, bringing it home for the finale. Spooks, I'm so psyched. Time for his champions to let loose.
Okay, and there we go. But yeah, apparently it's a 1 in 9 for the normal spawn, and then 1 in 4 for the finale. So yeah, apparently that's how it worked. So Rayfort really took a long time for some reason. But you were challenged by Champion Nemona. So let's do this. But yeah, I really am like pretty much out of time. I did it a little bit faster this time, so I'm maybe thinking it's depending on speed. If you knock out your opponents as fast as possible, I think that might be the trigger to spawn Nemona, unless it is a random chance. So I don't know how low the chance is, but apparently people are having a harder time spawning Clavell and Hazel, and I've spawned them multiple times, and I still have yet to spawn Geeta through a normal version of the, like, you know, without the story elements. So yeah, apparently I have no clue what it is, but honestly, down goes Lycanroc. Let's definitely just knock out the Orthworm here for free here, because Bitter Blade is fire, Orthworm is steel, Thankfully, we take down Earthworm pretty easily. 2 Pokemon already out, only 4 left for Nemona. Her being the final opponent is actually pretty interesting. But here we go to Goodrum. And we're going to swap into Donald and go straight into Ice Spinner. Thankfully, speed doesn't matter anymore when it comes to spawning her. If that is what spawned her, I'm going to just rack it up to that because that's what it seems like. But yeah, I'm just happy we finally got to it because, yeah, I was trying to spawn this and I thought it was going to be 1 of 13 because that's what the Cerebi says. It's like a random chance out of the possible opponents. But no, it's literally 1 of 4 and then 1 of 9. So you literally cannot get her to spawn. So yeah, apparently that was not the case. A little unfortunate. But at least we're, you know, where we are now, is all I gotta say. Because I was very confused why Nemona wasn't spawning, or Geeta. Because if it was a 1 of 13, they would have spawned. I have way too many notes of how many times I've had other things spawn. I've got Rayfort like 4 extra times in between then and here. So if that says anything, it's 100% only those 4. And although I already have the research, that is 1 of 4. I'm just confirming that there is literally no way, unless somebody finds Nemona and has footage of her spawning before that, then I'll believe it spawns earlier. But every single footage I saw, / every single instance of where Nemona spawns, I didn't check her team. It looks like the same team as she had when we fought her. But yeah, apparently it's always champion or ace, the ace of the Academy tournaments fights, like the last 2. So yeah, apparently it was that, and apparently I might have ran into her if I were to keep respawning from Rayfort, because I was literally just respawning until I got Rayfort, so I didn't check for the final slots for those, so I ran into a bunch more people. But the thing is I got 2 Rayfort a lot quicker, so it wasn't too bad. And here we go, Skeledirge.
You're doing awesome, but my last Pokemon is gonna clinch us the win.
I'd like to see you try there, Nemona. But here we go. Good old Skeledirge. Thankfully, I'm gonna save us some time, and I think Aqua Step might be able to get her.
Time to terrestrialize. Get ready for your bright, shiny beatdown.
Okay, bright and shiny beatdown, you say. I'd like to see you try, Nemona. But here we go. Good old terrestrialization, and now we just wait and hope that Aqua Step knocks her out, because that's all we need to win this. Surprisingly, I'm very surprised that the rival is the hardest one to spawn in this for me, but apparently it's Geeta. But for me, the last one to spawn was Nemona, because we already fought Geeta. So honestly, I feel like it would be Nemona in this case because of that. But thankfully, no Scorch Song apparently. Aqua Step, 1 more hit, and down goes Nemona, and down goes the final Academy Ace. Meaning we are officially done with the Academy Ace tournament, and we can now go into other things now, which is very good, because this took a long time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, because it took me 3 hours to record. Because, yeah, I've been sitting here this whole time, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of torture waiting for Nemona to spawn, because I thought she was going to spawn in the 113, and I was lied to. So, yeah, apparently 1 in 4, but didn't feel like 1 in 4 because we got 3 Hazels and 2 Clavells. So, yeah. But at least we got here.
Well, that stinks, but I still had fun. I'll get you next time, of course.
I'd like to see you try, Nemona. Only 8,000 for finding her.
That battle was the best. Thanks, I mean it. And hey, you went in and won it all. Felicidades.
Felicidades? Okay, that's more of a Christmas thing for, Feliz Navidad, but apparently, I don't know what that word actually is. It looks like it's kind of connected to Feliz, but it's something else connected to it. So it's a word I don't even know. But down goes Nemona, and the Academy Ace tournament is officially over. clocking our video recording time to 2:48, or 2 hours and 48, and specifically 50 seconds. Yeah, definitely a long video, and I got 3 nuggets for my problems. Not worth the reward, but you can get some good rewards nonetheless. But thank you all so much for watching today's episode. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys, it always is. I'm sorry that I seem a little kind of like antsy, but I'm literally out of time. So thank you all so much for watching today's episode. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. In the next episode, we might be getting into the legendaries. I'm not sure. I'm going to plan out kind of an idea of what I want to do. I'm going to say probably legendaries and then academy stories, maybe. Or we can do academy stories and then into legendaries. I'll figure it out. But with that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day, keep being spooky, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.